How you doing?
I'm okay, considering. How are you?
Good, good. How's everything going with COVID?
I don't have it. That's how it's going.
Uh, that's always a win, right?
Yeah, no one. Well, I can't say no one I know has it because actually, my friend who's a photographer
Okay.
just, yeah, just tested positive. He's
Okay.
the only person I know that has gotten it, recently. Like I know people that got it when we all could have got it in March,
Right.
but no one I know that like wears a mask and socially distance or anything has gotten it.
Okay. Yeah, no one I know has gotten it personally, but I guess I know some people who know people who have gotten it. So,
Yeah, you know a guy that knows a guy.
right. Yeah, you know how that goes. All right. So, thanks for coming on my show.
My
Um,
pleasure.
Tell me a little about yourself. Your early life. Where you from? Where you grew up?
I grew up in New York City. I was born in Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. I
Okay.
was raised in Mount Vernon in the Bronx, and went to parochial schools most of my life. Went to Old Boys Prep Academy, which is across the street from my house, luckily. Excelled in athletics. I was an all everything basketball player. Got
Oh wow.
tons of scholarship offers and accepted one to Loyola Marymount University in Los
Okay.
Angeles. For some reason, I thought I was supposed to be in LA. I don't know why, but
Right.
history has proven me right.
Right. So, how long did you play basketball for there?
I played 1 year there.
Okay.
The coach got fired, and I was going to transfer to USC, and they put me at a junior college because I didn't want to sit out a year. And while I was at the junior college, I was doing great, and but I was a drama major at that point because I'd been discovered by this kid on campus who begged me to be in his movie when I was at Loyola, and decided that I switched my major to become a drama major. And
Okay.
so I got a part to play, and one of the performances was on the same night as a game night, and I asked the coach, could I, miss the game to do this play? It was my first play, and he said no. He said, if you miss the game, if you do the play, you're off the team. So I had to make a decision, and I made that decision, and here I
Well,
am.
I think it's safe to say you made the right decision.
I hope so.
So, not only are you an actor, you're a singer as well, correct?
Very much so.
What was your first passion, singing or acting?
Definitely singing. Yeah, for
Singing.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see yourself more towards a career in singing as opposed to acting?
No, I never saw myself as it's just funny. I never saw myself as a career in when I was growing up as a career in singing and or acting until I decided to become a drama major. And then when I became a drama major, I just thought about acting. But I never lost sight of loving to sing. And when I was a freshman at Loyola Marymount, I wrote and performed a song for the Special Olympics.
Okay. Nice. So you currently have a band, Leon and the Peoples, right?
Right.
Tell me a
Yes.
little more about that. What kind of music do you guys do?
We play a mixture between reggae, soul, and probably a little bit of pop.
Okay.
But we are we're like a reggae soul version of Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay. Nice. You guys tour around a lot?
Yeah, we tour around as much as possible. This year we're supposed to be the year because we didn't get a chance to tour on our latest record last year. So we were going to tour this summer, and of course COVID hit, and
Right.
all our gigs went to the wayside. But there's a lot bigger bands than us that are suffering from the same situation. So
Yeah.
just live with it.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, that's crazy. So you actually did a Madonna music video, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like a prayer.
Like a prayer.
Do you think is that what kind of like launched you into acting?
No, no, no. I'd already done 3 studio movies at that point.
Okay,
Yeah, so yeah, no, I was already acting.
gotcha. All right. So jumping into your movies, you were in the movie Colors,
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies.
yeah, the
You,
definitive LA gang movie.
yep, played
Yeah,
Killer B in it.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. How was that working with Sean Penn, like a young Sean Penn?
Well, I mean, it was cool. I mean, I was very I was good friends with the Penn family. I mean,
Okay.
him and his brother was passed away when I were best of friends. I mean, I walk into the Penn's house without even knocking. You
Okay.
know, yeah, I've slept in their house many a night. So working with Sean in a different situation like that is different because Sean is his character.
Right.
He's always the character when he's working, and I'm the same way. So, you know, that's what it was. It was cool.
All right. And Dennis Hopper directed. How
Awesome guy,
I
man. I
was gonna
mean,
say, I mean, he's a movie legend. So what's it like working with
you
him and
know,
directed by
you know,
him?
he was great. For the scene that I had in which I was shot, it required quite a bit of prosthetics. My whole
Mhm.
entire back had to be made up so you could
Okay.
see the shots go in there, which took hours and hours. And I got to tell you something. Dennis Hopper was in there with me most of that time.
Really?
Yeah, making sure I was comfortable, making sure that it was right, and I really appreciate that because I've done a lot of movies, and the directors haven't sat there with me in the makeup room and made sure I was okay and everything. So that was I always remember that,
That's
always.
really cool. Yeah. How was the set working on the set and everything?
It was cool. It was a bunch of us. There was a lot of talent in that movie,
Right.
and it was a bunch of the young guys who were coming up in Hollywood, and like especially Black Hollywood. It was
Mhm.
myself, Don Cheadles, and um, who else? One of the Wayans was in it, and yeah, it was it was a really it was a really good cast. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite movies. Just overall it's a phenomenal movie.
yeah.
And
No, maybe I need to go back and watch it again. I don't watch my movies, so maybe there's enough distance between that one for me to just watch it and just appreciate it, I guess.
right. All right. So jumping in, Cool Runnings was one I most people probably know you from, would you say?
No, I don't know about that. I'm lucky to say I have about 4 or 5 movies
Mm-hmm.
that people know me from. Cool Runnings, definitely, especially internationally and all around the country. But the Temptations is a movie that,
I'm gonna jump into that one too.
yeah, right, that people know me from as well. And if you're of the same color as me, then you definitely know me from a movie called The Five Heartbeats, because that was
Mhm.
voted the #1 African American film in the last 25 years.
Okay.
So yeah, it just depends. And then if from around women, especially African American women, I'm Russell from Waiting to Exhale. I mean, I'm never going to not be that guy to
Right.
them.
Yeah.
so, so when you say to me, if there's one movie that people know me the most from, I really can't say because it's
I
about
guess it would
5
depend.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How was it working with John Candy on Cool Runnings?
John was a wonderful guy, very generous. He was a lot of fun to be around. And it's very interesting because, that movie was going to be done the previous year before, um, with another director and on a much more serious tone. So when it came back around again, and I was cast the first time and the second time, they were talking about John Candy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was completely against it. I was like, John Candy, this is like, because it was written originally as a serious movie, very serious
Right.
movie, like Bob said, and I just didn't get it. And but how the movie turned out, to be, you know, an inspirational, movie, but with a very much comedic feel. He wound up just being fantastic, and
Yeah.
yeah, and he's somebody that we definitely, I think, this business definitely misses.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely a legend in the movie world, and I can just imagine being able to like work with him on a movie would be amazing.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. He's great.
Right. If I read correctly, uh, Denzel was offered your part in the movie, wasn't he?
In what movie?
In Cool Runnings.
No,
No?
No
I
way.
I read
No,
that somewhere.
no. Denzel, I think, was offered the role of above the rim.
I must have got him backwards then.
Yeah, you got him screws. I
Someone
think he
said
was offered,
Cool
and I
Runnings.
didn't, even realize that until I was reading an article about me in the calendar section of the LA Times.
Really?
It was an article about me and me being in the movie, and the movie was originally offered to Denzel Washington. I said I didn't know that.
When I was doing my research today, it told me Cool Runnings, Denzel.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Huh. Interesting.
yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't even think Denzel would have even been right for it. He was
I
too.
was gonna say I
Yeah, he wasn't young enough to play that role.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I think they made the right call with you if that was the case, because
Yeah,
I don't know if that would have been a good movie for Denzel. That role,
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I was
the
the only one
age.
for I was the only one for Cool Runnings. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, jumping into Above the Rim, probably hands down one of my favorite movies. I'm a basketball guy too. Love basketball. I remember watching. I was probably 12 or 13 the first time I saw Above the Rim,
Mm-hmm.
and just a phenomenal movie. That's also a well casted movie, and
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. A lot of great talent in that movie as well, and a lot of really good ball players in that movie as well.
right. I mean, you got Dwayne Martin, who actually played a little bit in the NBA.
Well, he didn't play in the NBA. He was the last person cut from the New York Knicks, last guard cut from the New York Knicks.
Oh,
He
so he
played
didn't
it.
actually make the
Yeah,
team.
he played at NYU, and he was
Okay.
it's very good ball player. But all the ball players you saw in the movie
Mm-hmm.
were like schoolyard legends. I mean,
Right.
those are guys that play at the Rucker, Speedy and all them guys. Yeah, they're like those are guys you go up there and you see for real.
Right. So you being an actual basketball player, did you do all your own moves and your shoot, like the final
Oh
scene in the
yeah, of
shootout?
course, of course,
Yeah.
of course, yeah, definitely. But the thing is, people have to realize that when you see me playing in that movie, that's not the style in which Leon plays. That's the style in which I decided my character played.
Okay.
Because if you notice when I'm playing basketball, everything is correct. Okay, when I come off the screen, it's correct. When I catch and shoot, my fingers are spread, my follow through, everything is right because that's what the character was like.
Right.
That's what he that's what he was telling Dwayne's character.
Right.
So I had to, you know, make my game right for Shep.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, I was working with Tupac on that.
Me and Tupac got along great.
Did you?
He had a lot of respect for me because I was in the Five Heartbeats, and he told me that. He was a big problem on the for the production though. I mean, he
Really?
got arrested twice, shot an off-duty police officer down in Atlanta. And I mean, there was court cases going on. We had delayed production sometimes, but when he came to working with me,
Mm-hmm.
he was 100, man, every time.
Okay. And I think I read somewhere too in like the final scene, that was a body double of Tupac being shot because I think I read somewhere
Oh,
that
oh, you talking about when he got shot?
in the final scene, yeah.
Yeah, and when you say it's a body double, what do you mean a body double? Who actually took the shot?
Yeah, like I read somewhere because of his because when he was shot in real life, he had to miss he missed something and they said they put that was a body double in the movie of him
Hmm.
getting shot or something.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I mean, when you look at the movie, you see him. You see it's
Right.
him.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, it's just something I came across on my research. So I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, no, it's the first time I ever heard that, to be
Huh.
honest with you. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll try to look into that more and fact check it a little better. But do you think you could beat Dwayne Martin one on one?
Today,
Primes.
um, I have no idea.
No idea.
You know what? I would give him the nod only because he's probably younger,
Okay.
and also I'm gracious.
All right.
So
Definitely be a game I'd like to see one on one. You two. I think that'd be a good game.
okay.
But, but jumping into a Temptations movie. I live in Michigan. My family's all from Michigan. So Temptations, Motown. Did you grow up listening to Motown?
Yeah, of course. Motown was very prevalent in my house, especially Marvin Gaye. I was infatuated with Smokey Robinson as a
Mm-hmm.
songwriter. Yes, I heard a lot of Motown growing up when I was a kid. Yeah, definitely. And my dad even earlier singers than that, because my dad was a big fan of Nat King Cole. So
Okay.
into that a lot as well. Yeah.
All right. So did you audition for the role of David Ruffin, or did they give it to you?
I did well. I didn't audition for the role, but there's a thing called the network test
Mm-hmm.
that once they decide who they want, then the network has to, give the okay on it. And there was, there was just me. I mean, there was no one else trying. There was no one else going up, to the network for the role except me because I had history. What happened is that Otis Williams told me years ago they were going to make his book into a
Mm-hmm.
movie, and he wanted me to play him. And so when they were going to do it, they just came to me and asked me. They said, "We know Otis wants you to play before you start negotiating. What do you want to do?" And we just want to know if this is the role you think you should play. And I said, "Well, if you're asking me, I think I'd probably best serve your production if I played the role of David Ruffin." And they
Okay.
were like, "Oh my God, thank God, we didn't know who we were going to get to play David Ruffin if you didn't play David Ruffin." And so,
All right.
um, so yeah, so that's how that happened.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you ever got to meet Otis Williams. Was he
Oh yeah, sure. I met Otis Williams, a little bit after the Five Heartbeats.
okay.
Because the Five Heartbeats was the movie that everyone loved, and it reminded people of the Temptations.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever see Robert Townsend's which is streaming right now, you should see it, called The Making of the Five Heartbeats.
Okay.
You see that was his inspiration when he was a kid, when that was his favorite group, and when they broke up, he didn't understand why. So when he got a chance to make a movie, he wanted to make a movie like that.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to touch on that movie, I don't know if like more of my research, apparently not a lot of my research has been accurate, but like I
That's why you
read
got me.
somewhere
That's
that
why you got me here. You got me here to fact check.
exactly who better to fact check it than you, since you were there.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but I read somewhere that you actually didn't do the singing in the Temptations.
The singing, no,
It was
no, I didn't do it.
it was a former Temptation.
No, no, no. Um, no one can sing like Dave Ruffin. So most of the songs you saw when we did complete numbers were remastered versions of the song.
Okay.
Anytime there wasn't a remastered version, they found a guy is a David Ruffin imitator, and that's his life. He does that in clubs, and I guess they found him to
Okay.
do the voice. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So you being a singer and all, why didn't you do your own singing? Just because?
I don't sound like David Ruffin. I mean,
Okay.
it's the Temptations. You
Right.
know what the songs sound like. You know what My Girl. I can give you my version of My Girl, and you may
Right.
even like it, but it's not David Ruffin's. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, these songs. These songs are classics.
Right.
And when you do a musical movie, one of the biggest selling points is the remastered versions of these songs.
Mm-hmm.
To hear them, but see them within a story context.
Right.
And so that's the great thing. And to be perfectly honest with you, the process is exactly the same because I've sung, my own voice in movies as well. And the process is exactly the same. You have to go pre-record, and then you have to go and act it through as if you're singing.
Right.
So I am actually singing, but you're hearing the other voice. And the same thing, if it was my voice, would be the same exact thing. That's not what you'd be hearing. You'd be hearing what I did in the studio.
Okay. Yeah, because I know like a lot of movies these days where they do like the autobiographies of other people that they get the actors and the actors actually do their own singing in them.
Yeah, no, I mean it's great. It's great when the actors can do their own singing if the actor can sound like it sounds like relatively sounds like the voice.
Right.
But I mean, when you play some of the singers that I've played, like David Ruffin and Little Richard, who probably two of the most iconic like sounding voices you've ever heard. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I mean, that's part of this. The biggest thing you have to do is be able to sound like them.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about Little Richard too. So you didn't do the singing in that as well?
No, 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 not even little Richard could hit those notes and stuff like that anymore. Yeah, he's even said it. No, the only time you see me sing is when you sing as acapella, like in David Ruffin, when the scene where I'm when I'm telling them and I want them to become David Ruffin and Temptations. When you see me bust into an acapella thing, that's me. Just like in Little Richard, you'll see me. There's a scene in the car where I start singing to us, like that's me. But if it's a number, it's the remastered version of the song.
Okay. Interesting fact to know. Yeah, I just assumed that was you doing your singing, like
No, 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 no,
imitating them.
no, no, no. But the fact, because I'm a singer, I guess I make it look that way. It's all acting. That's what it is. It's acting.
Well, apparently you're a phenomenal actor.
I try. I try.
Right. But yeah, man, you've had some great movies. Like I'm a huge fan of yours. Even you've done a number of TV shows too. Most recent thing that I've seen you in TV wise is Blue Bloods.
Mm.
One of my
Yeah,
favorite,
I've
one
been
of my
on there a
favorite
couple
shows.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how was it working on that set?
It's cool. It's so funny because you know, Donnie Wahlberg is a huge
Right.
Five Heartbeats fan.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, when I get on the set, he's on his phone, FaceTime, like he's yo with Leon, man, from the Five Heartbeats. Oh shit, he's like,
Right.
because I think for musical groups, like they came up during that time,
Mm-hmm.
like that's their movie. I don't care if the white, black, whatever. The Five Heartbeats was their movie.
Right.
So
All right. That's cool. Um, so you actually co-wrote, produced, and directed a short film called "Making America Black Again."
no, yeah, Make America Black Again. Yeah,
Yeah, "Make America Black Again."
it's political satire. It's funny. It's
Right. Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it, and I loved it. Do you see yourself producing and directing and writing more?
Yeah, I'm doing it all the time. I have a production company called Motion Mob Films.
Okay.
I'm actually in Aspen right now shooting something this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you got more coming with
Oh
the
yeah, definitely.
writing?
We have about 3 shows in pre-production or development right now.
Okay. Anything you could talk about?
Yeah, but one thing that I'm excited about, hope we can get it going at least beginning of next year, called The Pope of Avenue B.
Okay.
And it's about a guy by the name of John Pope, who is he's a street therapist. So he's a therapist, but he doesn't have an office per se. So he meets
Gotcha.
his clients in the park, coffee shop, in bed, wherever they need therapy.
Nice. All right. And you're about to start production on that, you said?
No, no, no. We're hoping next year.
Next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean everything's up in the air right now. It's
Right. I
crazy.
know it.
When COVID hit, was Friday, March 13th. Friday the 13th. I was in New Orleans on a sold out tour, theatrical tour for I'm the male lead in the sold out play Set It Off, based on the movie
Right.
Set It Off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were at the Sanger in New Orleans, and 3 hours later, everything was gone. I'm also on a show on Showtime as well, and that series just got halted at the same time. And my band had several gigs,
Yeah.
including the Tom Joyner cruise with the Alicia Keys and Usher and everyone else. That was a really big gig for us, and all.
Right. Yeah. If I remember correctly, you actually sold out a lot of theaters for the Set It Off. If I'm
Oh
correct.
yeah, well no, we were selling out everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Including the
definitely
Fox
selling.
Theater in Detroit.
Yeah, it's it's just an action-packed play. I mean, people are fans of the movies. Then you go there, you're just like, how are they going to make this action and have all this drama and stuff on stage? And you go there, you go like, this, wow, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
For me, it's it's a bit different because I'm playing the male lead and I'm playing the lover boy, so I'm not involved in most of the heavy drama and the violence and everything else. So,
Right.
but it's definitely a great draw to play, and the play really works.
Do you prefer theater work to like movies?
Well, for as a pure acting sense, theater is the mother of acting,
Right.
and if it paid as much as television and movies, yeah, I would do it. It's hard as well. It's hard, when if you do a show where you're playing, have to do 8 shows a week, and it's not an easy life. But then again, it's not all day as well. But sometimes it is, because rehearsals are long periods of times. But I'll always do theater,
Okay.
because I always have to go back to do theater, because to me, that's the mother of all acting, and it's the only time, because I consider myself a storyteller. So it's the only time you can tell a story from beginning to end right in front of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's that's what storytelling is all about. So
Right. Well, hopefully I'll be able to catch the Set It Off if you guys ever come back to Detroit.
yeah, we were already scheduled to come back to Detroit. We were going to be at the is it the music hall or the
Meadowbrook.
no,
Or,
right downtown. Yeah,
oh,
we were already we were already scheduled to come there.
okay.
And yeah, it would just everything got postponed. So I
Gotcha.
think that they're talking about starting back up in 2021. We'll see. It depends on Broadway,
Right.
because we play Broadway affiliated theaters. So if
Okay.
there's no Broadway, and it's just really, it depends on when people feel comfortable sitting arm to arm next to people they don't know.
Right.
You know, and when the people feel like they want to sit 2 hours and watch a play with a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what's really going to be the real test, is when people feel safe.
Right.
So so I think outdoor shows, concerts and stuff will probably come back before anything else,
Okay.
because that's where people feel a little bit more comfortable being outdoors.
Right. All right. Well, before we wrap up, just got a few more questions for you. Um, Overall, what was your favorite movie to do? Like acting wise, set wise, just overall experience.
Um, it's tough. That's a tough call. Um, but when I say the experience of it, it's two different ways of looking at that, because sometimes it's the acting experience,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes it's the camaraderie between you and the cast or the director or whatever, and then sometimes it's the location.
Right.
So that's a really hard question for me to answer, because the different projects I've done all bought, some of them not so much as others, but there has to be at least 7 or 8 of them, which there's an experience in which I found very favorable and good, and probably some movies that you probably didn't even see.
Right. Okay. Respectable answer. I mean, you've had a lot of good movies, so I'm sure it's hard to narrow down just one. So, what about TV show? Do you have a favorite TV show that you did,
Favorite TV show that I
even
did.
if it was just a guest appearance?
Yeah, I would probably say, because I've done several pilots, and I've done arcs on shows, whatever. I have not done a series regular on a roll, but I did start a series off and was a regular for half the season, but it was contractual because I had to go and later do Temptations. So I would say my best experience, and it's also because these people are my friends today, and I'm actually working with the executive producer right now. So would be Oz on HBO,
Okay.
which is the original cable series
Right.
that started everything.
All right. Cool. And one more question for you. What about your favorite song to perform with your band?
Wow. Woo!
Yeah.
That one is a tough one.
Figured I'd save that one for last.
Yeah, I would say I just keep it current. And the favorite song I like to perform with my band is a song that people seem to request the most off our album. It's called "Sometimes I Wish I Was Single."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You guys got an album coming out soon?
No, we have the "Love Is a Beautiful Thing" album, which we
Mhm.
released summer before last, And we still haven't toured with it yet. So we're still
Okay.
waiting to go out there and play our music for everyone else. We're about to do a taped concert at the end of next month,
Okay.
which would be basically all the songs on the album. So that might be our way of, promoting the album further, and then I can go on and make another one.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll look forward to that. But Leon, thanks for coming on, man. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. So for you to be able to come on and do my show for me, I truly and greatly appreciate it.
Well, it was a pleasure being here with you. Stay safe out there.
You
Keep
too.
doing your thing. And let's hopefully we can all see each other in person sometime in the near future.
Sounds perfect, man.
All right.
All right, man. Have a good
Take care.
night.
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
you too.
Thank you.